Okay, I'm 4MKL here. This is going to be a silent assassin only run in Hitman 2. This is going to be at the Whittleton Creek destination, the Another Life mission. I'm going to load out in the Raven suit. Any of the non-disguised suits will be sufficient. I'm going to start out at the Whittleton Creek starting location. This is the only starting location you can do that you can use if you want the suit only portion of the achievement, since all the other starting locations have a costume associated with it. And I'm going to also have the lethal syringe, as you saw, and a silenced weapon, and some lethal pills stashed in Janus's kitchen. First of all, we're going to come right in here to the garage, and you can pretty much do anything you want in this garage without getting spotted as long as you're not noisy. So I'm going to turn off this generator, and the guard that's in the kitchen will come in here to investigate. The only reason I'm taking him out is because I want his weapon. I want his weapon to use as a distractor. You could theoretically drop your silver baller and let him snatch the silver baller, but we're going to need that later on. Also, another important thing is if you get this letter here, it'll give you one of the 3 clues you need to complete the mission, which will make things easier.
It looks like a draft, and it's full of explicit
That way we only need to
descriptions
collect
of
2 more
how unhappy
clues
Zoe
in
and
order
her
to
sister,
finish the mission.
having been appointed chairwomen of the Arts Society.
I forgot to turn the generator off, or let him turn it off first before I subdued him,
This
so
is a good find for
I'm going to have to wait for this guy to come in and out. It'll add a few seconds to the mission time, but I could have done it more efficiently. But in addition to getting that first clue,
No way.
having his weapon will allow me to distract Nolan and his bodyguard when they come in here. So I'm going to drop the shotgun right here and come out here. And the way I timed it, it took about 3 minutes for them to walk all the way around the block to come back here. So I'm going to cut the scene here about 3 minutes ahead. And here we are. And they're about to come into the garage. I did have to save and restore, and when I restored, I forgot to show the fact that I obtained the wrench from inside the garage. The wrench is to the right of the car, right there in the garage, so make sure you grab it. So what'll happen is we'll come in here and Nolan will see the weapon, and 1 or 2 things will happen. Either the bodyguard will take the weapon into the house, or most often he will tell somebody to come out here and get it. And it varies from time to time, so you kind of have to improvise a little bit to see what to do. What I decided to try in here, which worked, was to get the lethal syringe, and since he was back here and the guard's back was turned, I figured that would work, but I was about to get spotted, so I used the wrench as a distractor and was able to get a second or 2 here where he wasn't being watched. I just slipped in here and used the lethal syringe on him. It's difficult to find a time when the bodyguard's not watching him, because he watches him all the time in master difficulty, but when he turned his back to walk in there, I was able to stab him like this and not get spotted. So I take down Cassidy. In our next, what we're going to do next is go ahead and get the other 2 clues that we need to complete the mission. Both these clues can be found back here in this area. We're going to hide through these bushes and crouch run into this guy's backyard. And the second clue can be had by getting the legal paperwork from the shed. Now you can see here that the guy who lives in this house is in the backyard at the moment, so we're going to have to wait for him to turn his back on us before we can go in there. If you're lucky, he'll be in the house and you can just waltz right in here and do what you need to do. But you got to pay attention to where he is before you do anything. With his back turned, we're going to come up here, and we're going to need to get the legal paperwork from the shed, and we're also going to need the shovel to get the 3rd clue. So we'll come in here, grab that to get the second clue,
Janus is
and then get
apparently
the
engaged in
shovel.
a civil lawsuit with another resident of Whittleton Creek. James Batten,
I'm going to keep an eye on him, make sure he didn't come out and
wants
spot
James to
us.
stop his annual landing of a helicopter near the local creek. Batty claims
Using
it interrupts the
instinct to
nesting
find out where
birds
he
and
is.
a species of frog that has been declared endangered.
But he's heading that way
It's
back
been a
to us so
very
we can come up
important
here.
trip, given his poor
So what we're going to do is, there's a place you can dig to get the third clue. If you time it poorly, this garden will be in the area and will spot you. So I used a shot to kind of distract him. Or I tried to. Didn't really work all that well. I also lost track of where to do it. And also, as it turns out, I forgot to get the shovel and I dropped it. So I picked it up. But he's facing me, and I got tired of trying to distract him, so I decided to poetically use the shovel to subdue him. Make sure that guard back there is not watching. Throw the shovel at him, then drag his body into the weeds. That's one way to do it. He won't get spotted that way. Nobody will ever patrol back here at all, unless you give him a reason to. So now we can come back here, find the spot where we can get the dig thing. There it is. And we can dig it to get the cigar box, which will give us the third clue we need to complete the mission.
A cigar box with a few cigars.
So now all we got to do to complete the mission is to take out Janus, and this is going to be a pretty straightforward
The
type of
note
thing.
indicates that the box was given to James
We're going to
by the
poison him
constant, as
using
per
a blueberry
tradition.
muffin and the
What does
lethal
that-
pills.
this could mean
And the
the
way I
constant
did it,
and
we
James meet
put the
up
pills
on a
in his
regular basis.
kitchen. There's a
Excellent.
camera on the other side of the shed, so I'm going to run behind the shed so I don't get spotted by the camera.
Good work, 47.
And now we just got to
Leanna
walk
Janus
pretty much
is
to the other end of the
meeting
map.
at an event related to the Ark
But
system.
as soon as we get to this area where the muffins are, we're going to stop by the muffin stand and grab a complimentary muffin.
We're close to the finish line. It's time to end this.
Then we're going to run around the block here, kind of to the end of the street, and then turn left to get up to the Janus residence. So when we come up here, that at least in master difficulty, that guy's an enforcer there, so we're going to walk in the street, keeping our distance from him so we're not spotted. We're going to come to the Janus residence. There is an enforcer, a guard that you see over the other house there. He patrols from that other house over to the porch on Janus's house. So I'm going to, just to be safe, let him pass me by, but before I try to get back into the Janus backyard. So once he's safely passed, I'm going to come up here and use my silver baller to shoot this camera out. That's why I didn't want to sacrifice the silver baller and cut that shotgun instead to distract the guard. Use our lockpick to get in here, and then we're going to hop into his kitchen. Now right inside his kitchen right here is where the agency stash is, so we can grab our pills that we stashed. And we're going to come in here, and I thought about distracting this guard. It's one way to do it. Really, you could probably just go in there and choke him out and bring him in here, but this is a kind of a safer way to do it. My intention was to use the cigar box to knock him out, but when I attempted to do that, I missed, so I had to just go ahead and choke him out. Kind of a dumb thumb move there, and so I'll just choke him out. If you time it right, you can just go into the kitchen and take him out in the kitchen and drag him around this corner here. But since they were already in there, I didn't want to get spotted doing that. So I'm going to put the blueberry muffin there and put the pills on it. And once we do that, we're just going to get out of there because he's as good as dead. He will eat the muffin. So I'm going to make sure we're not being seen by that guard out there. I'm going to come out here so we're not spotted. And now all we got to do is wait for Janus to eat the muffin and he'll be gone. And that gives us just enough time to run back around the corner here and down the street to the bus stop, right where we started the mission, and we'll exit that same area. And the way I did it, it timed it just about perfectly. Just as soon as I got to the bus stop, he was down and I was able to exit the mission. There we see him exploring the muffin. He'll take a bite, and that'll be it for him.
At last, the actions of the first
And you'll see that this will
constant
trigger the
catch up.
Silent Assassin Suit Only achievement
Feels
for
like an easy way out for a man.
the professional and casual difficulties as well as the master difficulty. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll try to answer your questions or make up an answer if I don't know it. In the meantime, happy hunting and happy hitting. This is KM4MKL.